Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel where we will be going through a lot more tutorials, predictive analysis, and research in the coming days, weeks, and months. Now, right here, well, we see that the market is down. The market is not looking too well. As investors, we don't like seeing this, but as traders, we don't really care. Right here, I was talking about this earlier on TikTok. About this meme coin. Now, I'm not saying to go and invest in this because, it's purely a gamble for me. But I was thinking, Solana pumps by 74% as hype builds around newly launched meme coin Bonk. Now, we know that Solana was heavily funded by Alameda and FTX, which we can see here. FTX and Alameda do not exist anymore. John Ray III was talking about a comeback, but I don't see anybody going to trade or invest with FTX. It's literally suicidal. So I was thinking, because I know that Shiba Inu, a lot of ETH whales hold Shiba Inu. So we can see here biggest token position by dollar value. A lot of ETH whales hold Shiba Inu. So I was thinking that this could play out to be the same thing with Solana. Of course, it is a meme coin. It was made as a copycat to Shiba Inu, but that's kind of the same, narrative that Shiba Inu had in the first place. It was made to be like a copycat of Dogecoin, and Dogecoin itself was made as a joke. So yeah, I'm going to do some gambling basically with the Bonk token here, because I think it could be the way to bring retail interest to Solana in the future. And if that does happen, that will be Shiba Inu 2.0. So I do think there could be some crazy potential here. Although I'm only going in here with maybe $20, $10, but I do think this could, play out to be some crazy thing in the future. So, as I've been saying, and as you may have heard earlier, when in doubt, zoom out. That's basically what we are taught in the first place. When in doubt, zoom out. A lot of people may have bought the top. A lot of people may have bought when we were at 25k. And that might be seen to be stupid now, yeah? But if you come back here, in 2010, I think 2010, no, it's 2011. If you bought the top here at 29, no, the top was at $32, and it crashed back down to $2. Of course, everybody will tell you that you were stupid, you were dumb, you bought the top, basically. So, but each and every one of us right now will wish that we bought here at $32, yes? So the top is relative, it's perspective to the time. So right now we don't see those people as stupid anymore now, do we? We see them to be basically gods. Yeah, so buying the top has to do with perspective. What time frame are you looking at to collect your gains? If you're looking at the 10-year period, then there is no top. Now, there are a couple of things I want to go through here which I want you to see. We are getting diminishing returns in BTC. We are getting diminishing returns. Our returns are getting smaller and smaller. Let us go back to 2009 right here, the very beginning, where BTC was at cents, basically. Now, this is on the monthly time frame, ladies and gentlemen. If we go back here, we will see that BTC went up by a crazy factor of 5 million%. Now, the next time, if you take that as a bottom, so let's just take that as a bottom of the, say, bear market. Let's call it a bottom. So that is our pivotal point here. That's our bottom. If we take that to the top, that will give us the 5 million% increase. But if we take from the next low, that's the next bottom, which is the bottom of this bear market, basically. Let me zoom in on that so that we can see it clearly. If we take from the bottom here of this bear market to the next bull market top, we are getting 61,000% increase, which is less than the 5 million%. Yes. Now, if we take from the next bottom of the bear market, that is the 2015 bear market, if we take from this bottom here to the next bull market top, it's an increase of 11,000%. From the next bear market bottom to the next bull market top, that's the 2021 bull market top in October 2021, that will be a 2,000% increase essentially. Now we see that from the bottoms of the bear markets to the top, we are actually losing. So we are getting diminishing returns. We could easily say that, well, this is a micro cap from here getting to large cap stage. So that is why the increase is reducing. So we are getting diminishing returns. However, there is also something important that is happening. It's not just the tops. We are not only diminishing in returns, we are also diminishing in the bottoms. So this bottom right here from the top to the bottom, from this top right here to the bottom is 93% drop. So we dropped by 93% from the $32 to around $2. It's like 93% drop. Now the next top to the bottom is 87% drop, which is less than the previous drop. All right, so 2 points don't really account for like strong data. We need a third point to confirm a pattern here. So from 87% drop right here, that's from the top in 2013 to the bottom in 2015, we have an 87% drop. Now, from the 2017 top to the 2018 bottom is an 84% drop. 3% less than the previous drop and 6% less than the other previous drop from 2011. So what's going on? The bottoms are also reducing. Now, it was the average of all these bottoms that made everyone say we always drop by 85%. It's the average. It's not that we actually dropped 85% all the times. It's the average of, it's like the average of that. We just take the average that, okay, 84, 87, 90 days. So we just say 85% drop. Now, this is with BTC. With microcaps or altcoins, you will get insane drops. You will get even 97% and they still come back to life. So we can see that this is essentially a microcap from here that got into large cap. As it gets bigger, it becomes more difficult to move the figure. From every top on the monthly time frame, from every top, if you can have a trend line from the top on the monthly time frame, so let's put a trend line. These trend lines were drawn from the weekly time frame. So if you can have a trend line like so from the monthly, so you are going according to the second candle on the monthly, every time a candle closes above that one here, when we close above this trend line, this marks the end of the bear market. Closing above here marked the end of the bear market. This means you should be investing urgently. Now, these are the facts. Yes, so it's not like we are making this up. This is right in front of us. We are looking at it. When we closed here, it marked the end of the bear market. This is 2021. If we come here, let me take out this fib here. Now, by the way, this fib is telling us that max euphoria will be around 34 and 36. This is what the Fibonacci is telling us right here. So if we take that out and we are putting this like so and this, we will see that if a candle closes above this trend line. Now, of course, this is just what we are seeing. We still think it can go to the downside because we have those values from here. But according to this, with its price history, if a candle closes above this trend line to the upside, wherever that might happen, of course, we could come down like so. If we ever close above this trend line like so, that would be the end of the bear market. It's just that simple. That will be the end of the bear market. Now, does it mean that you should just sit and wait? No. We have some other factors that we have to put into consideration here. We see this candlestick right here. Yes, we see this candlestick right here. This right here. This with the bearish candlestick, and this one. This is our morning star. This is the evening star. This is a reversal, a trend reversal candlestick pattern. This is another trend reversal candlestick. This is telling us that the uptrend is ending. This is telling us that the downtrend is ending. We could as well come back down here. That will be retracing the candle. But this has already given us a signal that the downtrend is ending. So we have to pay attention. If you look here on the monthly stochastic, you will also see it rising right here. This does not dismiss the downside narrative, but it is telling us to pay attention. You don't want price to go up before you go in, but you want a confirmation that this is not just going to take your money and go down by 80%. Because the diminishing returns that we are seeing here also indicates that the asset is not performing better as time goes on. So you want to be careful. As an investor, you want to be careful. You don't want to invest in an asset that is telling you that I am dying and you are investing in it. You want a confirmation. You want something that will tell you that, all right, this thing could go back to the upside. That is going to cost you some gains, actually. It's going to make it like this gain right here. This gain, if you had bought right here, or if you had not bought, you would have to wait for like a 39% price increase before your confirmation. But this is a long-term investment, so the 39% increase will not mean anything to you if you have to make like a 4x on your money on Bitcoin. Picking the absolute bottom is near to impossible. Picking the absolute bottom is like pure guesswork. It's near to impossible. So even buying at such prices, now I get some people that would be like, I missed the bottom, I missed the... I'm like, who gave you the idea of buying the absolute bottom? That's not what you should be worried about. You shouldn't be worried about not buying the bottom or not selling the exact top. That's not supposed to be a worry. So we have diminishing returns, but we have decreasing bottoms. So it's not dropping as much as it used to drop. Now, this tells us that we should not be expecting that it should be going back to maybe 99% drop. This tells us that we should be careful even with the 77% drop right here. Of course, we could have been waiting for like maybe an 80% drop. That would be normal. But it does tell us that we should be careful. The fact that it is saying it's going to go to 7K, because really if you take it even from the weekly time frame, the least it will give you will be 12K. It won't give you 15. We did catch the 15K bottom right here on Instagram, on the Instagram live, but that was the target of the descending triangle here, the exact target. I did make a post on Instagram. We were live on Instagram and we basically saw this bottom happen here. I chipped in a bit, but I did not go all in like, oh, this is really the bottom. You know, because that is just the first target of the descending triangle. But this candle right here, this huge candle right here is canceling that descending triangle. We do have this 9K, we do have the 12K target, and I will make a video very soon. We'll be making a lot more videos on the tube now. We do have a 9K and 12K target just from here. This bear flag from here. We do have a 9K and 12K target from here. But the targets that came from the descending triangle here have already been cancelled out. So you can even see the descending triangle. So you can see this going like so. And if you have a trend line, I'll just put it here and cancel it. If you have a trend line like so, that before the stop, and you have another trend line like so, and you put it like so, we do have a fake out here. This is your descending triangle. This is the first target of this right here. I don't want to spoil this chart because it took me a very long time to make it. So that's the first target, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see it happening right there. That's it. It's not like I'm the one saying it. You can see it. I'm just going to enlarge it so that you see it. That's the first target. That's it. To the dollar. To the exact dollar. Now, so that's your first target of the descending triangle. But this rise above here, because this entire rise here is that monthly candle. This is that monthly candle. On the monthly time frame, we are seeing this now here because this is on the daily time frame. On the monthly time frame, that is the entire candle. This candle, that the rise we saw, let's take that out. This is the FTX collapse, and this is the accumulation right here and a push to the upside. We can have some distribution up here. The only way to revalidate this is by this candle coming back below this candle right here. Now, do we necessarily have to wait for all of that to happen? No, we can just look at the Fibonacci like so. And if it goes below the 0.236 right here, it will of course go further to the downside. So all of this right here, we have 20k as a very strong zone of support. It should not go below 20k. If it goes below 20k, you'll be catching this at 18 right down here. 18 right down here, because this now will be the 0.236. Now this is the last fib level on this candle, so if it goes below that, you are seeing this thing going right back down to 11k. So it's normal to have the distribution right here. Now if you look at this candlestick, if you take the Fibonacci of this candlestick, it should have a 100% retracement to the upside. The 100% retracement is the 1 fib. That's the 1 fib right here, and you can see price bouncing off of it. The zone where we would find price actually having a strong like the zone where we would have a strong the strongest resistance zone actually would be the $27,000 mark, which is the 1.618. According to Fibonacci, this is where you would find a lot of liquidity in the market. And there are various constants about this zone right here. Going above 32,000 is bull market. Make no joke, is bull market, because all of this should end at if we are to rally up, that's considering that we do actually go up from here, the highest zone that I see us going to will be 31,900. And to the downside, the lowest that I would see us going to, for now, I would not see price going below this trend line. I think we could actually retrace anywhere from here. If we do come to 22,200, I think we should be retracing. But even at this level, I think we could retrace. Because if we do not retrace from there and actually close a daily candle below here, we are going straight down. That's just the fact. We are going straight down for this right here. That will be putting us back right down to about 19k. So in my opinion, I think we will bounce anywhere around this level and at least go back half of this. Now half of this will be taking us back to like 24,000. This is the pivotal point. Now that will be the 3 times touch, and if we break that, we are going down. Yeah, so that now will be forming the head and shoulders. So I think this is how this is going to play out. I think we can still go back to 24,100, but for now we will come down here and have a push back to the upside before coming back down. If we can manage to go to the upside, that is where max euphoria will be. If the markets really want to suck more people in, it has to go to the upside. But according to this exact structure that we are looking at, it is forming a double top right here. But that is what everyone is seeing. I'd like to see different. So I see it bouncing somewhere here and going back to 24k. 24,100 essentially. That is 24,100 to 24,200. This zone right here, This zone right here. That is where I see us bouncing back to before coming back down. Now, so that is that for like the immediate analysis. Now, there is some other thing that I would want us to look at in this chart. If you look right here, we do have something that I have marked out on this chart. We have the bear market proper, which you can see right here. So we have bear market proper from here. That's from the top to the exact bottom, and from the exact bottom to BTC's halving, we have the accumulation phase of the bear market. Now, the accumulation phase is where we have the market basically trolling with us. Yeah, so the markets will make us think that it's going to crash badly, and then it continues to rally. So it's an endless cycle of the market trying to play with our minds. So this is why I said before, have a plan. If you think the market is going to retrace after a move and you want to invest on that move, reinvest, invest no matter what happens. It's going to crash, it's going to dump, it's going to pump, but you follow your plan. If you keep on going between, the market's crashing and the market's trying to rally, and you sell each time you think the market is going to dump, you are going to miss out. Bitcoin really is very different. It can go up, it can go down, it can go up in a period of war, and it can go down very well when everything is showing that it should be going up. That is Bitcoin. That is what happened to all of us in 2020 right here. When Corona came out, BTC crashed badly. This was an event. This was a daily candle. Just look at it. That's a 40% drop in a single day. BTC crashed. Now, this was in the news. This was everywhere. Everyone was saying, I saw videos of this guy, this rich dad, poor dad guy. And that's not even this is the single day. And this is the next day. It continued to crash in the next day. It came back up here, retraced the 0.618 of this candle, and continued to go to the downside. Now, would you have bought here? A lot of people will not. Yeah, you won't buy. But when it came back up here and started to consolidate, well, what happened? A V-shaped recovery, and it started to go back to the upside. The Fed started to print. Yeah, but could you have anticipated that? No. You'd say, well, we are in a pandemic. BTC cannot go back up. Well, it went back up and it went into the bull market. So we have the bull market proper here. What we have noticed in the charts is that BTC is repeating some patterns. If you take from this top, that's the top of the 2017 bull market, to the bottom right here in 2018, you will find something very interesting. Bitcoin was in the bear market, a prolonged period of price decrease for 364 days, which we can see right here. 364 days. This right here. Now, where else do we see 364 days happening, and then we have a massive drop after the 364 days and after a descending triangle? This is a descending triangle right here, yeah? So simply we take a line from here, we will see a descending triangle. It's that simple. It's that simple. Bitcoin will never tell you it's gonna go up. It is made in a way that the greater majority of people will not be present when it's going up. That's simple. That's Bitcoin. I'm just saying that we should be careful. The upper range right here is still telling us that it can go lower. It's telling us that this can go to 7K. I even did some analysis on Ethereum earlier, and it's telling me that Ethereum will be going back to 1,200. Yeah? But we need to be careful. The markets will never tell you that it will go up. It's very simple. It is engineered for the very few to partake in its bull seasons. That's just the fact. That's the fact. So after the descending triangle right here, we had the bottom. And that was after the 364 days price decrease. bear market essentially. Now, if we come here, we see the same thing happening. After the top of the bull market in 2021, after 364 days, we had the 15K drop. Is this just a coincidence? I don't like to think so. 2018, 2019 is not the same as 2022, but I do not want the markets to be repeating things in front of me, especially when it comes to these types of numbers. After a descending triangle, we have the flush down. The flush down is coming after exactly 364 days. We have the flush down. Exactly. Which means if we were looking at this right here from before, and by the way, this is one of the reasons why I stopped doing like calls and stuff in the Discord group. And if you're not a part of my Discord group, I will leave the links in the description of this video. If you also want exchanges to trade in, if you are not you're not investing in crypto right now, you have no idea where to start, you can follow my playlist to beginner's guide to investing or trading in crypto. I will also have the playlist in the description. As I said, we will be having a lot more videos coming up. We'll be having predictive analysis, we'll be having research, we'll be having tutorials coming up. So be subscribed and put your notifications on, because a lot more will be coming on the channel. This is going to be crazy henceforth. Is it just a coincidence that we have after 364 days of a bear market, we have this cliff that took us to the bottom right here? Is it just a coincidence that we have the same thing happen here? Is it just a coincidence? And we can also see something happening that is a bit more like what happened before. After this crash, basically, we did have a rally. This that we are seeing now is not like it hasn't happened before. That is the same thing that has happened here. We did have this single day rise of 23% in a single day. 23% in a single day. I'm deleting all of that because I'm gonna be having a lot more data in this chart. We're going to be referring back to this chart in the future. Yeah. Now in 2023, we don't have a single day. We have consecutive days of price increase. So why am I showing you this? Because if we look at this trend line in this descending triangle, it spans through this daily increase right here, and that is exactly the same thing happening here. We just want to have like an overview of the markets. Yeah, we don't want to be caught by surprise here. This right here also cutting through this increase. So we've seen this before. We've seen this before. Now, here is the interesting part, which you all may have been waiting for. Why am I showing you this? If you come to the possible double top, if you come to that double top, so we take this right here. Now, let me just take this out. Let me take this out from here because I don't want to get this chart dirty. Okay, so let's take this out too. So let's go to BTC USD, not on the index. So BTC USD Bitstamp. Let's go to Bitstamp. All right, cool. Now we can do whatever we want with the chart. So if you take this chart right here, if you take this double top right here, and we go back to the past, that's our reference. We already know that we had this. Oh God, I made some analysis here too. So if we take this chart right here and we have our double top, we have this line cutting through the price increase, this price increase. Yeah, so we want to draw ourselves to the similarity of what is going on here. Okay, now let's go back to the past. We had the drop. This is the drop right here. So we put our line cutting through, and look what we have. we have the same double top here. Yep. The same double top that we are witnessing now is the same as we had here. Double top. So is this going to play the same? Is it just going to happen the same? We do have a different time span. We do have the 200 weekly moving average upon us. That's the same thing happening there. You can look at it. It's not like I'm the one saying it. That this is what is in the charts. After the double top here, we did go to the upside. We did go back up here. Now, by my analysis, I think we could go to like 24,200 here. That is how this would normally play out. Now, macroeconomic factors are different. Technical factors are different. But we cannot erase the similarity of this and this. We do have another thing that is telling us to buy here. So if we come to this chart, to our history chart, this is our history chart. The stochastic on the weekly right here is in the overvalued region. Normally that could lead us into a plummet. We've been overvalued for some time and we still continue to go to the upside. We have to understand that this is possible. Look at here, we are overvalued. You could sell thinking that it's going to plummet. Now this is on the weekly chart, so during the day you could be looking at price action and it's happening right in front of you and they're like, oh, we're going to just die, you know. But if you look at it from the wider perspective, it is a lot more different. I'm just saying that we should be careful there. So on the higher time frames, there are charts that actually point to the upside, and they will not give you the opportunity to be like, oh, everything is fine. The Feds have stopped raising rates. Inflation is down. Everything else is good. We should be going up. It's not going to ever be like that. There always has to be that factor of fear. There always has to be a reason why you should not be getting in. That's just it. That's it. The time when you have to be actually getting out, everything else has to be like it is all okay to be in. That's the time you get out. If you only wait to go in when everything else is fine, that will be a problem. There is another indicator which has picked the bottoms and has been right most of the times. This right here is the hash ribbon indicator. This is on the weekly time frame. When miners are capitulating, it is showing you capitulation here. And when it's time to buy, it's telling you it's time to buy. Miners are getting interested. Miners getting interested means that they are seeing the potential for the asset to give them profits. There is no one who just wants to come into the markets and provide Bitcoin with a security. Meanwhile, he knows that he will have to pay electricity bills and have nothing for it. This red line is the halving. So this indicator told us to buy here. There was interest here. It told us to buy. If you bought, you would have profited from the 5 million% increase. When it came here in the bear market, when everyone was scared, when BTC plummeted by 93%, guess who came? The indicator. It said buy. Does it mean that price immediately went up? No. Price came to the downside. But guess what? It went up by 61,000%. Even here, the indicator still came and said buy. Now, I'll give caveats to this. It's not like I'm just listening to indicators here. I'll give caveats to this later. It came and said buy. If you bought here, you would have profited. You would have profited by 24,000%. Here, the indicator still said buy. So that's the same indicator telling us to buy here. I think we could bounce and go back up, but if we go back up and do not successfully go to the upside right here, we will form the head and shoulders. we will form the head and shoulders here, and that is going to crash price badly. Now there is another indicator that is kind of being a bit more similar to this one, the super trend indicator. I made a video about this the other day on TikTok, and I posted it here on YouTube. You will have the super trend indicator. No. So we have this super trend indicator, and this is on the, let's put it on the weekly time frame. Now this super trend indicator is giving us, we are using two indicators here so that we see if we have any confluence, and yes, we do have some confluence here. This indicator was saying buy here, super trend also said buy. Yeah, it also said buy. Now if you come back to, let's just go right to like 2019, and this said buy here, super trend was a bit more, was late to that, but it did say sell here, and this said buy before we had the drop, and it still said buy around here. So if you bought here, this would have taken you into the bull market, and this was essentially this right here. Every red bar right here is the halving. So if you bought after this buy signal here, this would have taken you to the top basically, and then it said sell here. So basically you would have made the profits just from this buy right here. So it says it after the candle. If you bought until here when it said sell, because it says that after the candle you would have profited 290% on your investment, well, rather than not having anything at all to go by. So we do have analysis, and we have some indicators that are saying to buy. We have to listen to them. Now the caveat to all of these indicators is that Bitcoin has only existed in the stock market's bull market, and Bitcoin follows the stock market. So if Bitcoin is indeed following the stock market, and the stock market is gonna crash, because we have the SPX right here, if the stock market is gonna crash, then we have that possibility of Bitcoin also crashing. Yes, that's the possibility. Now this will not work with this does not measure anything with the stock market, so let's just take that out of here. So right here, if Bitcoin is to survive, then it has to decouple from the stock market. That's basically it, because from this stock market chart right here, it's not looking too good. I would say it's not looking too good, and a bounce needs to happen from here, which I posted on Telegram the other day. It needs to have a bounce from here, else it will be in a lot of trouble. Basically it will be in a lot of trouble. Now the dollar also, and if it does go back to the upside right here, it can go back to the 4,300 mark right up there. The dollar, Dixie right here, if we look at the dollar, we will see that the dollar here on the weekly time frame is actually looking quite bullish. I did post this some time ago, and I said that the dollar is retesting this right here. Let me take this out. Okay, now it is retesting this support right here, which was resistance of the double bottom. Yeah, so the support of this double bottom, which we can see right here, this was resistance. It did go to the upside for the target of this double bottom. This was the target, and right now it did come back to the support of that double bottom. So if we go to the daily time frame right here, we will see a structure. It's like a cup and handle actually. So you have this, you have the cup and handle like so. So you have this good cup and handle like so, and it is at neck resistance right now. So at neck resistance, if this does break to the upside, crypto will crumble. Ideally, if Bitcoin is to continue moving up, then you should see the dollar form some structure like so. Now, normally in a bear market, you would expect price to consolidate at very low prices. That is, that's the max pain. That is where everybody will feel the pain. And I believe we have not felt that part of this bear market just yet. Everyone is talking about this divergence on the daily, that the RSI was higher here and lower here, so price should continue to go to the downside. Well, yeah, that's plausible, and it can actually bring price to the downside, but that is just too obvious for me. It's really just too obvious. I would expect price to bounce still from here, from 22,700 basically. That's like 22,700. If it doesn't, then yeah, we could then be talking about the bounce. A daily close below this zone right here will be pushing price to the downside, and that will not be good. It will be disastrous. You will see $20,000 Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin comes back to 20k, that now will fulfill the target of the bearish divergence on the daily. So if it comes back down here, it will fulfill the target of this daily divergence. So all what I am very cautious of is this exact 364 days right here. This 364 days, I cannot just rule this out as some coincidence. The 2018-2019 bear market, so we dropped exactly there as we did here in 2018. That was the bottom here, and then we had a mega crash after that. So I cannot just rule this out. I cannot just sit and be like, well, it's just a coincidence. There are no coincidences in this market. There are no coincidences. It's people buying and selling. They do this because they know what's coming. So for the exact now, I am on the inclination that the markets will bounce anywhere around here. This trend line right here. That's what I'll be watching out for. I think the markets may bounce here and then rally back up, pump back up, and fail to go up somewhere around 24,200 before retesting this line. That is where we would have something like so or something like so. But as for now, I think a bounce should happen here. For an ideal scenario of maximum euphoria, where the markets might draw a lot of people in, is by going back to the upside. If it goes above $25,300, a lot of people will start buying. That is the ideal scenario, and in my opinion, that is where the real crash might come. That is where we might have a real crash upon us. If the markets do rally back up, if they even rally, if the markets go back up to like 24,000 and spend some time there, like days or weeks, altcoins will start to do well. They will do very well. And that is where euphoria actually comes in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video. I will be updating a lot more on YouTube, and we'll be doing some research, analysis, and tutorials a lot more in the coming days. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you do subscribe and put your notifications on. We will see each other very soon. Take care.